The Entertainment Center, the men's short program. Let's turn it over to Tracy Wilson.
On the ice now and first to skate in the men's short program. He is the current Russian, European, and world champion. Here is Evgeni Plushenko. He will skate to a Michael Jackson medley.
And this has been a really interesting warm-up, Tracy, because he didn't do his hardest elements. He didn't do a quad triple combination, and he didn't even do a triple axel. Maybe it's because he skated first, but he's going to do it right here. Beautiful. Oh my God. That was, I don't think he could have done it any better. Beautiful too. Oh, it's incredible. He didn't even do those in the warm-ups. If he performed those two elements, those are the two most important elements in the short program. If he performed those like that in the Olympics, he would be ecstatic, I'm sure. You can see him really loosening up with this Michael Jackson medley music, huh?
From traditional Russian folk music to Michael Jackson. His coach very proud of this footwork. He said it's the most difficult he's done for Evgeni.
A little forward on that triple up. A little two-footed on the landing as well.
This being the short program, there are 8 required elements. He got 2 of the most difficult ones, but that 2-foot will be costly.
I think here's that footwork that Misha, his coach, always says is so difficult that he tries to expand on it every year and come up with some tricky steps.
Evgeni Plushenko of Russia. We will be back with Evgeni's marks right after this. We're back inside the Brisbane Entertainment Center. Yunfei Li of China getting warmed up, ready for his short program. World champion Evgeni Plushenko waiting for his marks. And the skating order, this is the order of skate for the second flight in the short program. You see there Alexei Yagudin, Evgeni Plushenko's chief rival, will skate later on. Plushenko skated. Yunfei Li of China skate second ahead of Anthony Liu of Australia. American Michael Weiss will skate fourth. And Li of China will finish off the flight in fifth.
Watch this quad, Tracy. This was taken out of a book of quads. Watch this. He pole vaults off of his left toe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect landing. Steps right up into a triple. A lot of flow coming out. And an arm movement. Watch this. He had a little trouble on this. Watch when he takes off of the right leg. He leans forward. He doesn't get weight over his toe. He leans forward, 2 foots it on the landing, and almost touches his arm down. That's going to be a 3/10 deduction.
Almost looked, Brian, like he lost focus as he loosened up in the program. Now,
yeah.
The required element mark for Evgeni Plushenko, 5.5 up to 5.8. Those are low for Evgeni, very beatable marks. And now his second set of marks, these go up and they range from 5.7 all the way up to 5.8. Alexei Yagudin waiting for his turn backstage. There's a 3-time world champion of Canada, Elvis Stojko. He's now on the ice, 22 years of age. Yunfei Li of China. Now, he was 4th at his nationals for the past 4 years. He earned a spot to the World Championships in 2001. He jumped his way to a 6th-place finish.
And he is an amazing quad jumper. He starts off with a quad toe, triple toe. But the interesting thing is, this morning in practice, he did so many. I'm wondering if he might have left it in the practice.
We'll see shortly.
Yep. Beautiful. He did it. Setting up for his second danger jump, the triple axel. Little fallout on the landing. Footwork into triple lutz. Another fallout. Uncharacteristic of him. You know, I think that he's been trying to work on the artistic side of his skating, and a lot of times when you go through that transition of trying to focus on the artistic side, the technical suffers a little bit. Camel, having a little trouble staying in the center of that spin.
At the 2001 World Championships, when he got the marks from the judges in the kiss and cry, his scream was as loud as Tara Lipinski's famous Olympic scream. But he's showing signs that this is September in this performance. 22-year-old Yunfei Li of China. Brian, let's take a look now at the 8 required elements for the short program.
Well, we have the double or the triple axel. That's the semi-dangerous jump. The solo jump, which is a triple or quad out of steps. The jump combination, which is the really danger element. The flying spin, the change foot spin, the combination spin, and 2-step sequences. Let's see a replay here of his quad toe, triple toe. He pole vaults off the left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfectly clean landing, a little low in the knee, but he just pushes that triple toe up, lands it cleanly. Here's his triple axel. He had a little trouble with this on the practice. This is closer than he did on the practice. Takes off his left foot. 1, 2, 3.5. Just couldn't hang on to that landing and had to flip out.
Yunfei Li now waiting for the first set of scores for the judges. Required element marks. And these range from 4.5, Brian, up to 4.9. A lot of deductions.
Yeah, he had some deductions there, Trace.
Let's see if the presentation marks go up, and they do.
They do slightly. I mean, he's got all the elements that make that can make him a good skater in the future. He's just got to be able to put them all together.
A special moment now for this audience in Brisbane, the 5-time Australian champion. He finished as high as 10th in the world in 1999, finished 14th last season. From Brisbane, here is Anthony Liu. His music from the Pearl Harbor soundtrack.
And he's not just a favorite here in Australia. He's a good skater. And notice when he skates, the quickness of the rotation of his jumps. Big guns coming up, quad toe, triple toe. Oh. Double toe. He turned it into a double toe. Smart move because the quad was beautiful. It was bigger than any other guy's quad out there. And notice the speed that he's traveling across the ice. He's really going fast into these elements. Big death drop spin. How his program's set up here, Tracy, because he has either a triple axel or a double axle. He hasn't made that decision, but if it's coming up, if he does a triple, he's going to need to rest a little bit here because that's a difficult jump to do.
Anthony was born in China and moved here to Brisbane with his family in 1994. First skater from Australia to land a quad in competition. He accomplished that feat back in 1998.
Double axle. He took the option of a double or triple. There's no deduction, but it's a lot easier than doing a triple, so he's not going to start off with as high marks. Trace, that was a really good performance. You should be proud of that.
We'll be back with Anthony's marks and the performance of American champion Michael Weiss after this. Inside the Brisbane Entertainment Center, two-time U.S. champion Michael Weiss getting ready for his short program. But first, we're waiting for the marks of Anthony Liu of Australia.
Let's look at a replay of his quad, Trace. He's so fast across the ice. Watch him pole vault. He's perfectly straight in the air. Watch, he goes up in the air. He's perfectly straight over his right leg. He can do nothing but land it perfectly and step up into the double toe.
5-2, 5-1, required element marks for Anthony Liu. 5-1s and a 5-2. Anthony now spends most of his year training in Lake Arrowhead. Presentation marks, 5-2s up to 5-4. Nice set of marks for Australian skater Anthony Liu. See Michael now focusing. He suffered all year from stress fractures, lost training time and his U.S. national title and a spot on the world team, wanting to show the world he's back here. Two-time U.S. champion, two-time world bronze medalist. Here is Michael Weiss, and he will skate to Malagueña.
And Tracy, one place where he does have confidence is in the short program. He usually always hits a short program well, and he actually won in the national championships last year. But his biggest test is coming up, a quad toe, triple toe combination, something that he's been struggling a little bit with this week. Into a double toe. A little two-footed on the landing, a little bit lack of rotation, and went into a double toe, but he's got to live with that. Second big gun, a triple axel. Looked like he might have put his hand down on that, but it was either very close to the ice, but there's no deduction if he didn't put his hand down. Scratchy on that landing, a little forward, but no deductions on that. You know, I think a big separating factor from the other guys and Michael Weiss is that he has a lot of command of the ice. When he performs, he's really into it, and that artistic mark should be pretty high.
Of the United States and his debut of his short program, Malagueña.
Wasn't his best skate, Tracy, but it wasn't that bad either.
I agree with you, Brian, though. He skates and attacks the whole performance and not just the elements.
Let's look at the replay of his quad right here. He's doing the footwork. Watch him go off of the left toe, and as soon as he pole vaults in the air, he doesn't quite make the rotation right there and lands on 2 feet and makes adjustments and goes into a double toe. Here's his other jump, the triple Lutz. He's a little forward in the air. He poles vaults off the right toe. He's leaning forward right there. He holds on to the landing. There are no deductions, but it's a quality thing.
His coach on the right, Audrey Weisinger, longtime coach, and his wife, Lisa, also his choreographer.
Here's the last spin in his short program, the very end.
The judges not say, not required.
And now the marks for Michael. We'll see how costly his mistakes were. These range from 4.9, Brian, up to 5.2.
Yeah, I mean, Tracy, it really reflects the problems that he had in the program. It should go up substantially on that next mark.
And you can see the American judge number 5, with a 4.9 for the required elements. Now the presentation mark. Wow, those go up a lot, 5.4s to 5.6.
The next day in the national program event representing China, Chengjiang.
More figure skating still to come here on our coverage of the Goodwill Games, but next we're taking you back to the track, ANZ Stadium, the men's 100 meters. It comes your way next here on TNT. Skating. Guess who's coming up? Elvis is in the building. Elvis Stojko, the three-time world champion, as our coverage of the men's short program continues. Here is Tracy Wilson.
Back inside the Brisbane Entertainment Center, and yes, more men on the ice. The second flight for the men's short program. Elvis Stojko will start things off for the second flight, and he will be followed by Alexei Yagudin of Russia, three-time world champion. Takeshi Honda of Japan skates third, ahead of Ilia Klimkin. Emanuel Sandu and Johnny Weir, a young American, will close things off in the men's short program. I'm Tracy Wilson, along with Brian Boitano. Now, Alexei Yagudin has just seen his chief rival, Evgeni Plushenko, make a mistake. Will he adjust anything? How will he handle it?
You know, Tracy, I don't think it makes a difference, because Yagudin's job is to do Yagudin's job out there, and he wants to skate clean whether someone else makes mistakes or whether they skate perfectly.
Looking very focused here, and as you said earlier, he's been skating well in practice.
Judging from the practices, I say that he's right on schedule for skating a great performance in Salt Lake City in 5 months.
Another world champion on the same flight, this one from Canada, Elvis Stojko. He did not compete at all last year because of a series of injuries until the World Championships, where he placed a very disappointing 10th. See, warming up the quad there, Brian, having some trouble again.
Yeah, you know, I talked to Elvis, and he said that he was having some timing trouble with his jumps, but he talked to a physical therapist. He thinks it's under control. He thinks he's a lot better, but, you know, in the practices, he hasn't been his best, and this could be because it's early in the season, or maybe he's still having trouble with the timing struggles.
Getting a last sip of water from his coach and choreographer, Uzi Kessler. If anybody is able to skate under pressure and has shown it time and time again, it's Elvis Stojko, but it's going to take virtually a miracle. We just haven't seen this quad consistently in practice.
No, we haven't seen it, but Elvis is the warrior. I mean, he can do anything. So we're going to see right now, Trace.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next skater in the men's short program event.
Tracy, the interesting thing here is that Elvis did not do a quad in this warm-up, and that is a lot of times essential if you want to perform it in the competition. To not do it means that his first one will be in the program. So we'll see what happens.
His music is Lion by Kodo. Olympic silver medalist Elvis Stojko of Canada.
Here we see his quad attempt. A double toe afterwards. He didn't quite make the rotation, and it was a little bit on 2 feet, but it was a little better than we've seen in the practices, Tracy.
He'll take it.
Big gun coming up, a triple axel. He turned it into a double, which isn't a deduction like I said before, but it's going to really reduce his starting mark. Triple lutz. Does that nice and cleanly. You know, the important thing, too, about a short program, Tracy, is that if these guys miss something, they can't put it in because they'll get a deduction if they repeat something. So once it's over, it's over.
Has been to the Olympic Games on 3 occasions, winning the silver medal in 1994 and in 1998. And this is the same short program from the 1998 Olympic Games.
We've had a a lot of luck with his short program, and I think that he came back to it because he feels it's something that he did have a lot of success with.
Elvis Stojko of Canada. An appreciative audience looks on. We'll be back with his marks when we come back to Brisbane. Back in the Brisbane Entertainment Center, Alexei Yagudin of Russia warming up. He's seconds away from his short program. Elvis Stojko and Ushi Kessler waiting for his marks.
Let's take a look at his quad trace. Little trouble making the rotation here. As you see, he changes feet, pole vaults off of his left foot right there. He doesn't quite make it around, has to 2-foot it, turns out of it, and adds a double toe loop on the end.
Very low first set of marks for Elvis, 4.7 to 5.2. And Brian, it's been a real tough couple of competitions with World Championship and now this.
It's been real tough, and those marks reflect how tough it's been.
Dad, love you.
Presentation marks a little bit higher, not as good as what Elvis Stojko of Canada is used to seeing. Next on the ice, a three-time world champion. He lost his title to teammate Evgeni Plushenko last year. He comes back to this competition fit and focused and says he just wants this season to start. Well, it starts now. Here is Alexei Yagudin, and his music is Winter.
And Tracy, like we talked about earlier, he knows what happened to Plushenko. He knows how Plushenko skated, but this is the true competition, letting it not affect him and doing the job that he has to do. Close to the wall. It was a beautiful quadruple, and then he did the triple, and he was just too close to the wall. He's known for jumping that quad so close to that wall. Oh, he opened up on that triple axel. He needed that. The thing I like about him, though, Tracy, is every move is so polished. What you just saw, that flying spin, big, polished, nice spinning position, his footwork, everything's nice. Little forward on that triple X. He actually looks a little tired, Tracy. And this is just the short program. I think maybe he is tired because a lot of these guys are tired because it's early in the season and they haven't been training as hard as they will have been in another month, let's say. Also, Tracy, I talked to him about his weight loss, the 18 pounds. I said a lot of times with weight loss comes weakness. He said he felt it earlier, but now he feels a little bit stronger. So that might be something that's happening.
21-year-old Alexei Yagudin of Russia. He knows that is not the performance that he wanted.
You know, I got to tell you, that was a gorgeous quad. It was huge. It was bigger than anyone else's out there. And I don't know if I would take a deduction if I was a judge. I think he would have landed it.
Let's take a look at that quad, and why does he set it up so close to the board?
Gosh, who knows? He feels comfortable. Watch this. This is a beautiful quad. It's textbook. 4 rotations, but look at how close he is to the rail, and he shoves his toe pick in, trying to get it done sooner than the rail. You know, actually looking at it again, I think that maybe he would have turned out of the triple toe, but really the judges don't know, so how do they judge that? Here we see it again. Nice quad, a little off balance. He decides to pull it off. See, the interesting thing too, Tracy, is if he would have done a double, he would have finished the rotation quicker and been able to pull out. He might have been safer if he did that.
Panel of judges now trying to figure out what they're going to do. It's a little bit easier when everybody skates cleanly to get them in the right order, but when all these mistakes are happening, judges really have to think about how they're going to mark them, the deductions, adding them up.
You asked earlier why he jumps it so close to the wall. A lot of people do that because they feel comfortable next to the wall because there's something next to you. You're not jumping in the middle of a field.
Again,
see, if he would have done the double, he would have checked out right now. He wouldn't have gone at that direction toward the rail.
And a hit like that into the
hit.
board.
Yeah.
It steals your concentration.
Breaks your momentum. I mean, it makes the triple axel. That's probably why he popped the triple axel, because it broke his momentum.
Brian, with the weight loss, 18 pounds, very dramatic. Did he do that just because he can get better jumps to get higher?
You know what? A lot of people do that, Tracy, but it actually works against you because you're too weak to actually get through a program and do your jumps at the end.
Well, it sounds like the judges are now ready with his first set of marks, and these are unbelievable for Alexei Yagudin. 4.4 from all the way up to a 5.1. Australian judge nailing him technically. These artistic impression much better. 5.6s and 5.8s for Alexei Yagudin.
The next skater representing Japan, Takeshi Honda.
Next up, 4-time Japanese champion. He finished 5th in the world last season. Here is Takeshi Honda skating to Sing Sing Sing.
Speaking of weight losses and weight gains, I have noticed that Takeshi has gotten a lot bulkier. He hasn't gotten taller, but he's gotten bulkier, and this a lot of times changes the momentum of your jump and will change the timing. Here's his quad toe, triple toe attempt. Single toe. He put his hand down on the quad and did a single toe. Triple axel. Little flip out on the ending of that. Into triple F. Done that cleanly. really matured into a great performer and a great entertainer, as you can see here in his footwork sequence, and actually all through the program. He really knows how to relate to the audience and deliver a great theatrical performance.
Great performance, trouble again with the required elements. We'll be back with the marks for Takeshi Honda when we come back to Brisbane. We're back in Brisbane, and here's the standings. So far, at this point in the short program, you can see Evgeni Plushenko, current world champion, in first. In second place, Michael Weiss of the United States. He's ahead of a three-time world champion, Alexei Yagudin. Anthony Liu of Australia in fourth. Elvis Stojko of Canada in fifth. Takeshi Honda now getting the marks from the judges. These are for required elements. Again, very low because of the mistakes, 4.5 up to a 5.0. Tough marks, eh, Brian?
Yeah, it's tough. It reflects the two problems that he had in the program, actually three problems that he had in the program. But see, his presentation marks always keep him up, Chase. Hi, Barry.
The next skater representing Russia, Ilia.
Next on the ice, the 1999 World Junior Champion from Russia, 21-year-old Ilia Klimkin. The music for you, Rio Rita.
I like this guy's skating, Tracy. He's what I call a rough style, and that's not in a negative way, but his positions aren't always the best. He doesn't have the best lines, but what he does is so fluid and natural. I like that. It's an individual style. Actually his blade slipped from out of him. It looked like his stirrup came undone on his left boot. I think the referee will probably end up stopping him. Especially now it's so distracting going into this quad. Oh, good. Double toe. He did it with his pants flopping all over the place.
He probably hasn't even felt it, otherwise he would have stopped going into the quad. It's up for the referee to notice it.
Oh, he knows it.
Stop him. He knows it?
Oh, he can feel it, and he knows it.
He didn't want to have to start again.
I know, I think that's it. I wouldn't either if I had to do a triple axel on a quad right in a row. Nice triple flip out of footwork.
Not only is the strap loose, but it looks like he's also torn his pants.
That was nice. A cantilever. Nobody does those. I mean, that's pretty difficult to do. Nice performance.
Refreshing.
He did a great job. He had that one slip on the triple axel landing, but, you know, it was a great performance.
21-year-old Ilia Klimkin of Russia. He has never competed at the World Championships because of the depth of men skating in Russia. He competed on the Grand Prix circuit last season, had tremendous success, finishing fourth in the Grand Prix final, but didn't get out of Russia to compete at the World Championship.
You're right, Trace. There's a rip in his pants right there. Okay, here we see his the replay of his triple axel. He takes off of the left foot, 1, 2, 3, and just slips off that edge, and that's where his strap came undone. Yeah. Here you see his camel spin. Oh, actually, those are his laces coming out. That's not his strap at all. Those are his long laces that they usually tuck in, and then they came out, so it wasn't his strap at all.
Well, despite long laces and torn pants, an enjoyable performance, and there, now getting ready, going through the motions of his quad, Emanuel Sandu of Canada. Emanuel will be next to skate.
I think maybe the judges are trying to decide what they're going to do with that triple axel, because he had such a long run, it was almost like he landed it.
You see the judges there working on their scores. Some of them ready, some making last-minute changes. Early in the season for the judges, too.
Yeah, they're probably taking the shoelace deduction.
The judges mark three.
They're ready, and these are the marks for Ilia Klimkin of Russia. Required elements, 4.7 to 5.2. Definitely a deduction.
Definitely a deduction.
And now the marks for presentation. Brian, these range from 5.1 to 5.7.
A little low on that 5.1, I think.
And now on the ice, the 2001 Canadian champion, 9th at last season's World Championship. Here is Emanuel Sandu. His music is Safri Duo.
Tracy, when we were discussing him earlier, we said that he's always known for his artistic capabilities, and when he's on, technically, he's really on, and when he's off, he's really off. Quad toe, double toe, great jump. Triple axel. A little two-footed on the landing, went down.
Usually has an easier time with his quads than his triple axel.
Absolutely, and you know what? It's a difficult thing to do, the quad, but triple axel for some people is really difficult because of the clean edge takeoff on the when they leave the ice. Triple lutz out of footwork. You know, Tracy, this is really good. He did the triple lutz. He missed the triple axel, and he did the triple lutz. I think that, you know, maybe he's maturing into a guy that can handle a problem in a program and then make the best of it after. lack of concentration. Nice innovative spin.
Emanuel Sandu of Canada will be back at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre with more men's skating after this.
From the net.
Back at figure skating, and now the marks for Emanuel Sandu of Canada. First set of marks for required elements, 4.5 up to 5.0.
Well, they had to at least take a 4/10 deduction for that fall trace.
Nice set of presentation marks, all the way up to 5.6. On the ice now from the United States, the 2001 World Junior Champion. Here is Johnny Weir and his music, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
It's just perfect for them to put the rookie in the last skating order with all his idols, people who he looked up to for so many years. It's a tough place to skate.
And this is his first senior international competition.
Tracy, this is a nice way to start out with the footwork sequence, because it gets, when you've been off the ice for a while after the warm-up, it gets your feet back on the ice. You slowly get warmed up again so that you can jump a little bit better in the program. Triple lutz, double toe. Triple axel, nice triple axel. That's a big gun for a young kid like that.
Johnny did not start taking skating lessons until he was 12. And in only 5 years, he won the World Junior title. From learn to skate to world champion. What an accomplishment.
That's pretty incredible. Flip, little too footed on the landing, but it was still a nice jump out of that footwork. Tracy has got a lot going for him at such a young age. I mean, he's a really pretty good all-around skater, you know. Both the technical and the artistic side are pretty equal.
For his first senior international, his mark when we come back.
We are this together.
We're back at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, and Johnny Weir with his coach Priscilla Hill. He just whispered to her, "They don't know where to put me." She said, "That's okay, it's a good thing."
He hasn't been around long enough to know that they rig these places with microphones all over.
The judges have been slow all night. With the numerous deductions, it's early in the season for the skaters and early in the season for the judges.
So scary.
His coach is talking to her and saying the axle was so good. They're great. They look like great friends.
Johnny was the only man not to attempt a quad. He has done it in practice, but has not included it into his competitive routine
Here
yet.
we see his triple axel right here, Trace, taking off of the right foot because he jumps the other way. 1, 2, 3.5, lands it easily.
Remarkably poised for his inexperience on the world scene. Well, the judges are ready now with the marks for Johnny Weir. And first set of marks, 5.1 up to 5.4.
Well, you know, they have to start his marks a little lower because he didn't try a quad.
4.6 from the American judge, all the way up to the 5.4. And now the second set of marks for presentation. And you can hear the audience. They do not agree with these marks from the judges. So the standings in the men's short program. Evgeni Plushenko of Russia in first, ahead of Michael Weiss of the United States. Alexei Yagudin in third. Anthony Liu of Australia in fourth. And in fifth place, Elvis Stojko. Johnny Weir finishing in 9th place in his first short program in his first seniors. And we'll go back to Ernie at Breaker Beach after this.